Hello everybody from the YouTube channel, because we're going to be uploading this to the YouTube channel after this. This is going to be our second podcast. We had a podcast last week and it was pretty successful. Last week we had Fwa, Faintmem, Topo V, and Make It a Bud. Some people were a little bit busy this week, so these are people that are available this week. And as you can see, there's some familiar faces and some new faces. Fwa and Faintmem, who's a little bit late, should be here from last week, as well as we have Archr and Thompsin that are going to be joining us. So this week, we're going to be discussing a couple different topics as well. Again, these topics can range from anything in Summoners War. Last week we did a lot of RTA focus. We'll probably have some RTA questions. We probably will start off actually with some unit questions here. So I sent them the questions preemptively, so they had some time to go over it and think about some things they wanted to talk about here on the stream. What we're going to do differently this week is though, I'm going to just ask the question and I'll kind of throw it to the table, and then we can kind of just, whoever has something that they want to say can just go ahead and say what they have to say instead of going around in a circle and such. Flaws in the middle! Okay, Fate Mav's here.
We started early. I thought we were starting like 15 minutes.
Yeah, I know. We started a little bit earlier because people were kind of ready, but it's okay. You came just when
1 o'clock, man.
Fall, you are the chosen one this week. If anybody from the YouTube channel or Twitch knows how to change the sizing of people on Discord, let me know. If not, we'll just have a random handsome fellow in the middle every week.
The most OP in the middle.
Yeah. Or beautiful lady. We're gonna have some other people joining us. Yeah, not just guys for these podcasts in the future. All right. So actually, we'll go around and go ahead and introduce ourselves one more time before we get into the questions. We'll start off with bottom left, there being Thompsin. Kind of let people know, who you are. And yeah, give them kind of a little background on you.
Hi, I'm Thompsin. My in-game name is Thompsin, and I've been playing Summoners War for 4 years.
All right, and we'll go up to Archr here.
Hi, I'm Archr. My in-game name is Archr, and I've been playing Summoners War for 4 years.
These are the best intros. All right, go ahead, Fwa, and then Fate.
Most of you guys probably already know me. What, the guy that yeah, I mean most of you guys probably already know me.
You gotta come up with something witty every week to introduce yourself. Yeah? that'll be the thing. You gotta think of something witty every time.
I mean most of you guys probably know me as the guy who sold his left testicle for, because I don't know if you guys know, but you could sell you could sell a healthy testicle for $35,000. So that's how I got Tiana when I first started playing the game, and Zeros, and a couple other Nat 5s too. So just in case you guys didn't know, it's a pretty good option. So yeah, that's it for me.
All right, I raised the volume for everybody a little bit, so it should be louder. Let me know how that is, chat. All right, go ahead, Faint.
Hi, I'm Faint. I'm just here to bug Flaw with my weird food noises.
If you eat again, can you please mute? Thank you.
Yo, Faint. Look, I got a bowl of noodles here ready to eat too.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
What flavor?
It's like spicy flavor. Yeah, it's Asian flavor.
Are we doing product promos now?
All right, here we go. We're gonna get right into the podcast here. Question one that we have this week is gonna be question 1 and 2 are kind of gonna work in synergy, so we can kind of throw them both at the table at the same time. It's gonna be about what unit do you think is still lackluster, that is, been maybe buffed or just hasn't been touched in a while, or what unit do you think is still too OP, and what would you do to either buff or nerf that particular unit? Yeah, we can start off from the bottom, same order. We can actually, if anybody has it, you can just throw it to the table. Actually, we're not gonna go in order this week. I did say that.
If we go in order, I got so much to say, man.
Go first. Go first. Just throw something on the table. Go for it.
First of all, I think we all could agree the one unit that could deserve a buff right now is Molong.
No, really?
Dude, man.
No,
and intangibly, Tian Liang got hurt by it too. It's so pain. It's like so pain. He needs a buff, man. Seriously.
I feel for Tian Lane. I feel for Tian Lane.
Yeah, Tian Ling, man. That's the worst part.
Okay, I don't know if we discussed this last week, but this is something I talked about in the past before. How certain units in the family, normal element and LD element, have the same skill, but it's a different skill. The kind of example would be like Verd and Light Vamp. Should they do something in that sense, having Molong kept the same way he is, but maybe make Tian Lang's skill something else and slightly different because he's LD? I think that would be in essence a little bit more fair if that's gonna
did they break that rule because he's a nat 5? Because
I think so, but I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know if they'll break the rule again because it's a different element, right? But I know they did
Yeah.
break that rule because it is a nat 5, but it's technically the same skill.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. They should have LD or, not everyone's same skill. It's a pretty good idea.
Just change tier lanes to what it was before, and I think that the whole community would be fine with that. I don't know. I feel like.
I won't be fine with
I
that. I hate Tianliangs, man.
Do you have Tian
True.
Lang?
He's fine as is.
True.
I'm a
No.
proud Diana user, Gianna user, Sierra user, and Tiana user.
No,
and-
Thompson got the opposite. He got the other effect.
So-
He got his light
I'm the
monkey
attack-
buff because his Shi-Ho got buffed.
All right, so let's talk about any other units that seem to be lackluster, or any other units that seem to be a bit more OP. Yeah, anybody
I
else?
have
wanna throw
something
out
I
to
want to vent. I have one more thing I want to vent.
Okay.
So, I've been holding this in for like about 3 years.
Ooh, okay, let's hear it.
Yeah, and finally on freaking IslandGrown stream, I could fucking vent to everybody listening to me right now.
This is the
Dude.
place, man.
The first SWC, they announced a buff to the Rakan family and the Leica family. So like everyone used their precious Devilmons on like Leica, and at that time I'm like saving up Devilmons like 5 a week and stuff. And even though the Leica was my first elemental nat 5 pulled, I didn't have him skilled up. But since the buff came out, I skilled him up, and everyone from SWC skilled him up because like he's like so good. So like going to SWC, all the players got the first SWC, all the players skilled up their Leica, and then they nerfed him to a point where he's unusable. So people were a little desperate. They're saying, "Oh, despair Leica, blah 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 Leica," but dude, man, you're gonna buff a unit and then take it away from everybody. Also take all the Devilmons away from everybody. Man, I hope Leica comes back. To be honest.
So where is Leica viable now? Besides, is it just Guild Wars and Guild Siege? Is pretty much all I think he's pretty much viable for now, right?
Even if there's like a water, even if there's Diomars will kill Leica. It's like violent proc, goodbye Leica.
Okay, so Leica is lackluster. I guess we're throwing that to the table. What can we do to buff it then? What kind of change do you want to see then? Obviously, I think the position it was in before was too strong, right? I mean, it could be different now with the meta being slightly different and him fitting in if he had that same skill set. But he was too strong, man. He would like 3v1 people, man. Like Leica was too strong at the beginning.
Give Gero's passive to Leica and give Leica's passive to Gero. That'll be more balanced.
Ooh. Oh.
I don't know about that.
I don't know
about
that.
Gero would become completely useless. Gero would just.
So you want to crap on everybody's Garo. So
But-
all the free-to-play players who have Garo, or more free-to-play players have Garo, you want to crap on all
Thompson's
of
not
them.
free to play, dude. It don't know what that means.
I mean, people's been holding that in for 2 years, man. Since the first SWC, everyone like Devilmon their Leica, and then they buffed it and then they nerfed it. Yeah, I feel like Leica, and now like Leica is probably the worst nat 5 in the game. I mean, like not counting light and dark. I'm just saying like elemental wise. Who's worse than Leica elemental wise? Not in RTA. I mean, like
In general.
everyone has something to do in everything. Like beast monks are good in Guild War, so they're
Mhm.
you can't say beast monks.
Mm-hmm.
Tashar's good for farming. You can't say Tashar. We're not just talking RTA.
Right. And your
Dude,
argument is that Leica dies to Theo, which is pretty common in Guild Wars, is what you're saying, right?
Leica sucks everywhere.
Hmm.
Water Druid's the worst, I think. I've never seen a Water Druid being used ever. And I
Yeah,
tried
Water
it.
Druid is pretty shit too, but I'm just saying like Leica's one of the worst.
Yeah, we're
Like,
definitely getting
for-
to that because I think the Druids need some sort of change, except for maybe the Wind one, to become a little bit more viable. Similar to how the Unicorns were first released and had a little bit of change to them, and then they all became super viable.
I just feel like it's false advertisement for Comp2us to buff a unit and then nerf a unit they buffed, right? Because like people, especially right before a tournament, people will invest the Devilmons and the time to
Mhm.
test, right, and skill up the Leica, and now Leica shit,
So what else can we do to Leica then? What about something different where instead of like it takes 3 hits to kill him right now, right? What if it takes 4? Can we manipulate that passive in any way to make that
No,
more difficult to kill him?
I don't think that's gonna make him
That's
any
not
better.
enough.
Like the only way that's gonna make him better is you turn him back to what he was, except you change the stun rate from, I think it was like what, like 100 or 50% before. I can't remember. I think the
was
revenge rate was
50% or
50%. I think the revenge rate was 50%.
And it was
the
100%
stun was
stun
1% stun. So change the stun to 50% stun. There, like, done.
So
like,
bring
it's
back his
good.
stun then.
Yep, but
I actually feel like Brian's up to something. Everyone should just blurt out their favorite number. Like my favorite number is 28. So Leica should die in 28 hits.
What are you talking
It'll
about?
take 28 freaking hits to kill Leica. That's great, man. Let's do it.
What a joke. What is that passive gonna say? Like it can only take
I like the number
3.8%, 85% damage per hit. What if he was immune to Oblivion? I don't know, because they've never done that before, right? Making a character... Oh, actually they have. But making a character immune to Oblivion, I don't know. He's still too weak, huh? He needs to have that stun, is what you're saying.
I think Leica's okay, man. I like Galleon.
How
who's,
about
like,
every time his passive
Leica.
gets procced, give like Leica gains attack bar.
Some kind of buff.
that's
Now-
not
now-
bad.
Yeah, we're getting
That's a pretty
fancy.
good one. I like that
Yeah.
one. Kane.
I like
Yeah.
that.
When you say the word attack buff, attack bar buff, it's always good, man.
Yep,
Wait, did he
That's-
say attack
that's
bar
actually-
buff or attack buff?
perfect.
Attack bar.
Yeah.
That's a-
See, when you say attack bar buff, it's always good, man.
So that's kind of taking your idea earlier, Thompson, of changing Gato and Leica, but just giving Gato's passive a little bit into Leica. You see
Dude,
what I mean?
I'm
there?
just saying, like,
Yeah, that's not bad.
everyone has a max. I'm pretty sure at least us 5, we have a max skill Leica in
I
our
do.
inventory. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
See,
Sorry.
like Leica is that one unit we max skill and we never ever used. Maybe
I mean,
sometimes
I
it
use
gets
my
too
Leica a
long.
lot. I mean, you just want to take a look at the screen right here. You know what I'm saying? Take a look. Yeah, take a look at the podcast right here. This is my main purpose of Leica right now. Yeah, and this team is great, my friend. Yeah, it doesn't fail GB10. I tell you that, bro. You know he's
Dude, you
good
could
there.
insert another Lucian in that team and it would do better.
Yeah, I
No
know.
offense.
But, I know. But he is GB10. Okay, so Leica's definitely a unit that definitely has... That's a good one to bring up because before he used to be really strong. He got nerfed and he's quite lackluster now. And he hasn't really been touched in a while. So it's definitely something, and with those suggestions, hopefully we see a change for him. Because I'd like to see a little bit more action from him. So
I only bring him up because I feel like really unfair for like 99% of the community where like
invested the time and the resources.
yeah, like people they say they're gonna buff a unit and then after they buff it they nerfed it. It's like, whoa, you know, it's kind of messed up, you know.
Dude, you've been holding this in for 3 years.
Fucking
like,
3 years, man. It's like
man.
let it out, man.
yeah.
I feel more pain for like, I know this is probably a small percentage of the community, but like people that got lucky enough or spent enough just to get like a LD5, but it's like a Grogan or like.
I think Grogan's the worst.
No, there's worse than Grogan.
Okay,
I mean,
which
like,
LD is worse than Grogan? Let's go ahead.
Oh yeah, this is a fun game. Do you guys feel like Jara is worse than Grogan?
But at least has
Well,
branding.
I like Jara, dude.
No,
I
you
think
can use
Jara's
it.
more useful than Grogan. I think Jara's more
Dude,
useful
yeah,
than
the
I
Grogan.
reason-
bet you don't have a Jara, huh?
No, Victoria had a Jara, and I was playing with it a little bit, but
I know
like,
Victoria had a Jara. It's in her storage.
yeah.
So like my
No,
opinion,
she actually uses it. And I use it once in a while too. It's actually pretty decent against Perna. It's pretty much like an ignore defense, in a way.
Well, if it's good against Perna, it at least has to outspeed Perna. Because
Yeah.
if Perna goes
Yep.
first, it's dead.
Yep.
But Perna's base speed is so crazy fast.
So good.
Yeah.
No, Jara's pretty shit too. Like compared to Rahul, right?
Well, yeah, we could put Jara on the list. I'm saying like all those people
Jar I think is not super crazy OP.
like
Yeah.
pull something like that.
Shazam, right?
So
Shazam.
rare.
You hear Jeff talk about his Shazam all the time. Yeah, every
Yep.
single time.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
Shazam's
So-
problem is that glance.
What?
AoE glance.
Oh.
And we all know that Ganny does glancing now, so obviously Shazam's trash, right? I mean,
There's another
skip
unit.
one.
There's another unit that's shit that does AoE glance too that needs a buff. The Alexandra.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I
She's
was
been
gonna
sitting
say,
there
like,
for a
a
while. But
LD
she's kind of like a
plays-
Lydia, right?
I think it's fair to give Alexandra like minus 10% attack bar reduction on, you know, kind of like Helena, right? That's fair.
Okay, I have a question here. So, Grogan, right? Going back to Grogan. So my reason why I think Grogan is literally one of the worst, even more so before they gave it that slight change where now if it uses the third skill to kill something, can't be revived, you know what I mean? Is because Grogan fills a role that is one of the most widely used role in the game. AoE damage dealer or damage dealing role, right? It's a very easy to fill role. So his damage multipliers, and for him being an LD Nat 5 and doing what he does, awakening into resistance as well, feels like he's literally the worst. Right, whereas everything else, like let's say Shazam, right? He has glancing, but he's a tanky bruiser compared to a AoE, squishy cleave unit. That's very replaceable by even like a fire samurai or something like that.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, all those LD, I feel like they're overlooked, And every account, like it's been 4 years. People might have one LD Nat 5, and if you're unfortunate enough to pull one of those, it feels really bad. Like you want people to feel good about summoning LD5. So I feel like some of those units needs to be, instead of nerfing all the crazy ones, they should start looking towards buffing the crappy ones, in my opinion, to make everyone a little bit happier.
Dude, do you know Jara's branding is 75%? It's like, it's not 100%. They made it like that. It's crazy.
So out of the units you're talking about, do you have a Jara as well, Thompson?
No.
Okay.
But my friend, Patty Cakes pulled a Jara at SWC, the recent SWC.
Okay. Fate,
Yeah.
Do you have any other units that are too OP or lackluster still at this point in the game that have either been outlooked or maybe discussed, but something you want to bring up to talk about?
We talked about Ragdoll last session, right? So I guess the other two on the table right now is Gianna and Artemis.
Gianna, Artemis.
What?
Okay.
What?
Okay. Yeah.
I couldn't hear you. I
Let's
heard
talk about
Arda. I only
Okay.
heard Arda.
All right. For my defense, Gianna is good, but like, think about Tiana does a for sure strip. Gianna goes through like accuracy, right, and resistance.
I'll have everybody know here. Everybody on the left side has a Gianna, including the person on the bottom has an Artemil. So the responses that you might be hearing may or may not be biased, but we're gonna listen to them and hear them out anyways. Continue.
Also, Artemil is come to us as like poster child, He's like the GOAT. He's like the Michael Jordan. He should need a buff.
All right. So what do you think should be nerfed then?
Supposedly 100% strip, but we've all seen it resist. Come on now, don't. Just kidding.
I think
Yeah,
for
it's pretty.
Gianna, the activation rate on skill 3 is a problem.
Okay.
Maybe
I think,
that a little
like-
bit, not 100%.
Like for me, to balance out Gianna, they just keep the strip the same, but the stun rate, make it go to 50% flat, maybe, or 40% flat, even if like there is no buff to strip or not. It's just a flat stun.
Not to sound like a
50%.
dick, but
Sounds
everyone knows that Fwa and Faintmemory is wrong because the
let's hear
problem is not. Listen to me, okay? Like
This is great.
listen to me. We all know this, and we all RTA a lot. All right.
Yes.
The problem isn't Gianna. We all know that. The problem is getting an extra turn, violent procking out of that extra turn, right? It's the violent proc. It's like how Diana could violent proc after she turns into human, how Sierra could violent proc after she set a bomb. Is that extra turn could violent proc. That's what makes them OP, in my opinion. If you guys don't think that's a problem, you guys definitely have some issues, man. That is a problem. That could go like infinite turns.
I will make sure that I send you the clip of me streaming yesterday when Thompson was telling me how easy it is if you bring in Gianna every game. Like, it's too easy. There's almost no
Wait.
point
I
playing.
say Gianna along with a bunch of friends because it takes friends to make her work. No, but for real, isn't the issue here not Gianna? The issue here is violent procking out of the extra turn moves, right?
Nope. The problem is the 1% strip and then the stun, like the team, like
So you don't have a
disable.
problem. You don't have a problem playing like a C2 player or a fighter 1 player, and he picks one Diana and he ruins it up decently, and it violent procs 5 times on you.
Yeah,
So
Or
I-
Helena.
I think what the argument there is that in the course of a long run of matches, let's say 1,000 matches, Gianna will be very powerful in comparison. Not saying that the Diana proccing and the proccing is not an issue, but that issue, it doesn't happen statistically as often and isn't as big of an issue in the long run compared to Gianna in the 1,000 runs. I think that might be a better way to kind of lay it out there in terms of perspective.
And I'm also not saying that the Diana vine proccing and the like crazy vine procs from Sierra and Gianna is not an issue. I think it is the issue, but the bigger issue of Gianna is the third skill that it's just too strong in one single skill. Like
I don't feel like that.
crazy.
I feel like the bigger issue is like my heart trembles every time every time Sierra sets a bomb. I'm like, oh please God, no, don't violent proc one more time. And she gets an extra turn. I'm like, oh crap. That means next turn she's gonna drop another bomb and then explode it, right? Like every time, don't tell me every time Diana hits you, your heart don't pound. You're like,
Wow, LD Nat 5 owner problems, man. I like hearing about these. Oh man, I love this.
Archr, man. Archr.
You
my
know,
boy.
I feel like Ager's too strong. His third skill strips just like a Gianna does, and takes attack bar and steals it, absorbs it. Second skill, branding and gives it attack bar boost. Goes like 4 turns in a row.
Preach it, baby.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
I
think
think it
baby.
is.
I think he's just trying to distract from the fact that Ager is the real problem here.
I don't disagree with that. The only
Yeah.
problem with Ager based on bucks compared to like your Nat 5s, right?
this is too
You
funny.
can like nerf
This is
his skill 3, but give him Nat 5 base stats.
I mean, if you guys think Gianna's a problem, how many times have you guys lost to me in RTA? All right, you guys never lost to me. I've lost every single freaking time.
Okay, I don't want to be
What
toxic. I
are you
don't want to be toxic, but we're talking about the unit, not the owner or player of the account. Oh, that was toxic. I'm sorry. That was toxic. There was no way to say that without being toxic. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. I love you, Archr. I love you,
I've
Archr.
never ever beat Faintmemory. He freaking beats me with a Mav. He beats me with a Raccoony. They're all 3 stars. And a freaking Ager Triana 4 stars. His only 5-star in his whole team is a Vanessa or a P Sama, and he's complaining about a Gianna that maybe 1% of the people have in this game that are lucky enough that win the lottery and gets a Gianna. And he's complaining about the thing that he beats every single time. I went on his stream. I played him 10 times in a row. I wasn't even close. The whole time he was laughing, giggling,
Let it out.
destroying me, roasting me.
Let it
Oh
out,
my
Archr.
god, man.
Let it out,
cannot
Archr. We here for you,
believe
bro.
about Gianna. How the audacity of this Faintmemory person. I cannot believe it. In front of all of IslandGrown's stream, he knows. He destroys Gianna's. Okay? Alright, I'm done. Okay. Gianna does not need a
baby.
nerf,
I love
okay?
it. I love it.
Now, I at the end of the day, I think Gianna is.
Drop the mic.
I think Gianna is a powerful character. I think she does well, but I don't think she goes without answers. And there's answers to her, I feel, that are out there. I mean, true or false?
Yeah, just don't.
And she's strong. She's strong, but there are answers to her.
Any non-well cleansers counter Gianna.
Yeah, I used to use Swift Vela only for Gianna's.
Yeah, any non-well
I'll always pick
cleansers
it.
counter her.
Yeah.
You could do Amelia. You could do like
All right, we're gonna
non-will,
take it to one more unit here, and maybe Fwa, is there a particular unit that you want to throw on the table here that you want to discuss before we go to the next question?
There's so many, but I'll just talk about like who I feel is the biggest issue right now that needs to be kind of changed ASAP. So, okay, so let's say that I'm gonna pretend to be a Come2Us developer, and I'm gonna pitch you an idea of a monster, right? All right, guys, I'm gonna create a monster. Just imagine Icarus, right? Her third skill, where she like hits a unit, right, and then takes 50% of the HP and then heals herself for 50%, right? Okay, so let's create a unit that does the exact same thing, except AoE heals my entire team instead of just healing myself. And then let's not make a 5-turn cooldown, but let's make it like 2-3 turn cooldown. If I heard somebody say that, I would be like, what the fuck are you smoking for? I mean, like can you imagine if I pitched you that idea? Like how ridiculous I would sound?
Well,
I don't know.
So
we
Bolverk is a
Like,
Who are you
problem in your
talking
eyes.
about? I
yeah,
have no idea.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what unit.
which unit are you talking about, Paul? We have no
Yeah.
idea.
Okay. This
Don't
is
speak
Bolverk.
in.
My bad.
You're too
Oh,
poetic.
I thought I said Bolverk at first, but I guess I forgot. Okay, so yeah,
Oh.
that's Bolverk.
Oh, that
It's-
unit's not so good.
It's no. See, the thing is, you could argue that, just don't bring buffs to it. You could argue that you could just oblivionate it so that it doesn't get whatever. But the point is that it makes certain units pretty much like you have to put them into storage. You have to put the water unicorn into storage, pretty much, because if you pick the water unicorn, you're guaranteed to lose against Bolverk. Or you pick 2 AoE immunities, you're guaranteed to lose. Like almost 100% lose, and it's and the first skill, it's one of the most OP skill in the entire game. The 100% buff steal. It's
I
just
mean,
crazy.
The answer to Bulwark is Aegir plus Mav, right?
Yeah, like hard nuking kind of, but I mean you could argue that too. But there's a bunch of other units that is in the field that like you have to also counter. Like they're not gonna just. It's gonna be, they're counter picking you also.
Right.
But-
So it seems like Bolverk is a issue unit here, and pretty much what I see from Bolverk is that it's a unit that's like picked secondary or tertiary, right? Depending on the situation, and is either a very strong character in that matchup or it becomes a force-band character. So it's too strong, right? So what can we do to change it? What will we do to change it then? Because obviously the mechanic of the character has already been made. That's the character, Bolverk. This is the mechanics of that character. What can be changed or shifted from what it is right now to make it more balanced then? Because that's what we can discuss here, and hopefully Comtua sees it or hears it and potentially takes these ideas in, right? As fun as this is and jokes as we do.
Cooldown.
What's that?
He's gonna say give the third move a cooldown.
No. There's
No, it could be
there's-
like
There's a
Odin,
bunch of
because
different ideas.
Okay.
Odin
Like-
only gets the stats from his own team, but Bolverk gets it from both, right?
Well,
Right. There's something different
Odin-
between gain
Odin
and
gets
get or
3
something.
stats from any unit that dies. That's something pretty big. Bulwark
I-
gets
I-
stats for enemy
I think the
buffs.
knowledge gaining is fine. I think
Okay.
I think what needs to happen is the heal, the 50% heal. I mean the 100% heal that you get from 50% of that
Reduce.
unit's HP, like crazy reduce. Like split off
50%.
split off all that heal instead of to all units. Like split it between 4 units, or let's say that there's 2 units left on your team and you use that skill and then it splits it 50-50 to
So Skullgoal but healing.
yeah exactly.
Okay. That sounds a lot more reasonable, a lot more fair, especially for a skill. It doesn't have a cooldown, right? The third skill. It's just whenever
Yep.
you have stacks, you can use it.
Yeah, no cooldown, which I think it's fair.
It's a different
whatever.
mechanic. So
Yeah.
but too strong. So if it heals like Skullgoal, is that still too powerful? I think that's a little bit more balanced right there. If it heals like Skullgoal. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more balanced, and I do understand that there's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna argue that it's not an issue because it's like a last counter pick kind of thing, but it's an issue when it makes it to where you have to put so many units into storage in a way. I mean, and you could also argue that it's newer, so not many people has it yet, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of that argument. Like I'm looking at it from like a point of view of everybody having all these units,
Right.
and
Well, it's
Yeah.
kind of like Molong, right? When Molong initially came out, people thought it was really junk, as well as over time, you didn't see it as much in RTA until more people had it. So, Bolverk can potentially start being more of an issue and more of a problem moving forward, right?
I feel like Bolverk is also really good because of his base stat. His base stats are like wow. If you get to look at his body, he has a really sexy body, and on top of that, he's really easy to ruin. Like you could put him on anything. You could put him on Vampire Nemesis and he'll work fine. You could put anything on him and he'll be good.
So
There's no, like-
so he's like you. You put any clothes on you. You will be
Oh, okay. No.
Yeah.
Like really, Bolverk, you could put anything on him. Like you could put like a shield. He doesn't need will runes, and he just has good base stats. So any new player just getting Bolverk is like they're already good. Like His base stats is really good, and his ruin quality doesn't have to be so good either.
Well, what do people build him on right now? Because I've always just been thinking Swift, because just to get speed, you don't need Violent, and you just have to be tanky. Is that
Yeah,
that
he
wrong?
doesn't need anything. He could be like on Swift Blade. He could be on Swift Shield. He could be on Swift Will. He could be on Will Shield. He could be on anything. You name it.
Actually,
he
that's
could
true.
be
He
on
can
it.
be Will Shield as well. That's right.
He's
Okay.
got a speed too.
Let's not forget Bulwark gets countered by Gianna.
Oh my god.
Revitalizing that topic. All right. Anyways, those are some interesting units that you guys were suggested that were either lackluster, need a buff, or definitely are still too OP and need a nerf. So interesting concepts that we kind of discussed there. I think we can kind of elaborate more at those in the future as well. We're gonna go ahead and move on. Go ahead.
Can you say one last thing?
Sure.
Dragon skill 1. Dragon skill 1. Please give it like a 1-turn defense break with 50% activation
Isn't that the
rate,
only
please.
unit in the entire game that has nothing on the first skill? Dragons are the only unit in the game that have nothing first skill, but they also
There's
have the
two
highest
different units,
multiplier in the game for any first
It's
skill.
still a good move.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the highest multiplier in terms of damage.
It's hard.
Yeah, as a
I
first
agree
skill.
with you, Brian.
But it's kind of a weird mechanic, right? They're like they came out with it a long time ago. They've never touched it for a really, really, really long time. Yeah, highest multiplier
Oh, yeah.
skill 1, no debuff.
And one thing that I hate, Katarina second skill cooldown. It's a 4-turn freaking cooldown. That's crazy. I don't know if you guys know that. Katarina second skill, the one that drains life or whatever.
Drains life and gets invincibility if you kill something, right?
Yeah, it's a 4-turn cooldown.
So you
Please
telling me
reduce it.
if that was a lower cooldown, you would use that in RTA?
If it's 2-turn cooldown, but
I think even 3-turn we can use it in our.
Really?
yeah.
Dude.
Yep.
Before
Ah.
they touch Katarina, they should touch the Light and Dark versions of Katarina first, man. 'cause
Well, it will touch
everything-
the light and dark, well, with the skill 2, right? Doesn't Trinity have skill 2 the same?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's gonna be touched as well. As
That'd be
same
cool
as
because
Katarina.
they need a buff. I feel like it.
I think they're all completely different. with
But
the
they're all
skill
pretty
too.
No, second. Trinity is the same. Second.
Yeah, and then
Is it?
Vanessa,
Okay.
which one? Vanessa's defense break skill 2, but it's the same kind of move as a Chroma skill 2 silence, and it's the same move as Camilla's skill 2 attack speed slow. Like the skill is the same, but the debuff is different for those 3. Whereas Trinity and Katarina are still same skill 2. God damn, I play this game too much. Okay. Anyways, any last thoughts you want to throw onto the table?
Yeah, I think Archr already brought it up, but like the druids are so bad.
Oh yeah. Let's quickly talk on the druids. In my opinion, I think the wind one is actually decent. Yeah, as a reviver. I mean, it's gonna help people out with a lot of PvE content, and I think it can be used for PvP, Guild Wars, Guild Siege. Defense buff. Soul protection, I think, and soul protection, revive. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it can be ruined as a bruiser as well, and I'm not sure the damage output on it is, but yeah. What are your thoughts on them in general and the wind one?
The water and fire one. The fire one just needs a better provoke rate. It's actually pretty solid.
Fireman's okay.
Yeah, better provoke for fire. He's pretty good. The water one, I had 0 uses for him. I tried. I just couldn't find it at all.
The
I don't
water
know
one's a
about you guys.
Nem one, right? The Nemesis passive one, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like aerial, but yeah, like other stuff.
Any suggestions for any changes to any of them? Because that's what I want to hear. Like, what suggestions do we have? What is that?
That's how you
His
go.
abuelo, no ruins.
Albert. I call him Albert here.
Albert, I call it abuelo.
Oh, call him Albert. Easier.
I just feel like higher provoke at least.
Like
Just
it
like the
seems like
paladins.
everything they try to do they don't do it well. Like let me say this, like it doesn't provoke often and it provokes. It doesn't stun often and it stuns.
Yep.
And they're made to hit hard, but they hit hard when they're in beast form, then it scales with defense. It doesn't work when they change back to human. Their first move doesn't scale with defense as well. So like they don't do anything super well at what they're made to do.
Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense too. I do want to give them props though on trying to make new units and new skills and weird skills. Even though the skills may suck, I want them to make as many new monsters with new skills as they can. You know what I mean? Throw everything on the table, and if they suck, get them changed after.
It's weird, but it's not bold because like it doesn't do what it's supposed to do.
Okay. So hopefully we see us change for them, and I would really like to see the druids more in RTA. You know, I like units changing forms, kind of not, unless you know you get cut by violent procs from like a Diana or something like that. But I like the units that do change forms. I think it adds a different aspect into the game.
When you guys RTA, do you guys get like a little heart attack every time like the Diana changes back into a unicorn, or do you guys get like a little heart attack when the Sierra drops a bomb?
I get a heart attack when Sierra drops a bomb. I get fully relieved when I see unicorn changing to human form and it says additional turn or whatever it is, because that means that once it changes back to unicorn, it can't proc.
That's why you use the Gani to put glancing on it, so they don't
Yeah,
change.
Gani versus Diana now.
Oh yeah,
It's not that easy, man. We all use Gani, and we know Gani doesn't land glancing. Like, he doesn't always land it, you know? Right?
I get heart
30
attacks
30%, right? 30% for glancing for Gani, right?
It might be a bit higher, like 30, 37. I don't know. What is it? I have no idea. Faint, do you know, Faint?
I don't know. For me, it's 100%. So we'll just
Oh
go
shoot,
Oh.
85% accuracy.
But yeah, so I just talked about something that I guess I didn't think about and I want to throw on there. Why does the mechanic of the unicorn? This is something that I talked during SWC when I was commentating and stuff, and people were like going off on it because nobody understood what the hell I was saying and people thought I was wrong and stuff. But when the unicorn changes to human form, and when the unicorn not changes to human form, when it uses its third skill, like Diana uses third skill, right? Gains attack bar, or Helena uses third skill and gains attack bar, right? Instead of just getting the turn naturally from having the attack bar, but instead getting a violent proc, when they change to unicorn form, they can't proc anymore. Why is that? Do you know what I'm talking about?
because that limits to one violent proc, right? The turn never ended for the unicorn.
The turn never ended for the unicorn, but it used the third skill and it
If
violent
violent
proc,
proc,
but
then-
it changed to human. I mean, it changed back to unicorn. So doesn't that supposed to refresh the violent proc thing and give it a
No,
chance
but-
to?
But like your attack bar never reset to 0, right? Or like you like the next tick never happened. It's just your attack bar is full, but you violent proc. So it's when you're in human form, you're actually at 100 attack bar and you're taking your violent proc turn. So when you transform back, like a tick hasn't happened, so it's actually one whole turn. So you can't proc twice.
Okay.
Yes, say it's like
It's kind
say
of
it's like
confusing. People are
your-
confused about that.
Say like your Diana went on like a fire unit and it didn't get all the attack bar, but it said additional turn, right? Same.
Yeah, it's an additional
right,
turn,
philosophy.
and so then it has an additional turn. And what does it choose to do with that turn? It chooses to transform, and it transforms into unicorn form. And then in the unicorn form, it does skill 1, let's say, right? It cannot proc after that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the same reason why like your unicorn could turn human and doesn't get another turn after, you know. Like you never see it violent proc after it turns into human form, right? And then you do the second move.
Yeah, it's a weird mechanic that I fully haven't figured out yet. And
I don't know.
don't fully understand it.
I just noticed when they solo my team. That's the only thing I noticed.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing that you want to notice. When it does the attack bar skill 3, Diana or Helena, if it gets a violent proc, you're not worried anymore. Because it can't proc again. It's done. The turn cycling's done. There's no more procs for it ever again. For that rotation. Alright, anyways, some pretty interesting topics that we just discussed there. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next topic here. This might be a controversial one, but I think this is the best place to talk about any topics that are controversial. So please continue to leave comments below on this video and let us know what you guys think and want to discuss in the future. But this topic is in regards to rune packs, reapps, and immemorial packs. What are your opinions on Comtua selling rune packs, reapps, and immemorials? There's a lot of controversy. People are going, oh my god, the game is becoming more pay to win, right? People are spending and now you have to spend to keep up. And then other people are saying, with new people getting into the game, packs like this give the people opportunity to spend and kind of progress a little bit quicker and get a little bit higher up to be able to do more PvP things and maybe, RTA and stuff like that. What are your opinions on this?
Do we have the time? I have a lot to say for that one, but yeah, it's crazy.
What's that?
Do we have enough time for this? I think
Go
all
for
of
it.
us have like crazy amount of things to say. I
Yeah,
guess.
go ahead. I mean, I have time. But if you guys have any time when we have these podcasts, right? And let's say you're on a time constraint, you're free to leave anytime. I'm not holding you guys here hostage, or am I?
Well, I see from both sides, right? Every time I look at balance and NERFS, I always see it from a company standpoint, and for a business standpoint, it completely makes sense for them to make these packs. It makes the competitive players have to spend to keep up, and then it makes the mid game players to a little bit early game, late game able to catch up to the end game players. So new players don't feel like, oh, like these guys have been playing for 4 years, I'll never be able to catch up. What am I gonna do? Why am I even bother trying? But with these packs, it's actually possible. But then from players' side, you got people like Syntac who make complete sense. Like I thought Summer's War was like my investment was my time, how much I farm, my RNG luck, whatever. Like it's what I put into it. It's my blood, sweat, and tears. But if you guys are gonna make these packs, whatever I've been playing for 4 years, like I've been playing for so long, and this guy that's like playing for 30 days has like a 30 speed run. Like I don't even have a 30 speed run, and I've been playing for a long time, bought all the packs, whatever, right? But I see like all these people have like 34 speed, 35 speed, and it kind of tilting a little bit. But I mean, I completely understand for them to do this. It keeps the game alive, makes them a ton more money. I feel like, you gotta weigh it for how many people are gonna actually quit because of this versus how many new players are gonna earn, or how many people are gonna keep spending. And I feel like they made the right decision because obviously the game's growing and they're still making tons of money. So that's my thoughts.
Okay. Anybody else?
I like the react mechanic. It's really fun. I feel like Syntac brought a good point. Like he feels like it's like blood, sweat, and money, but your money is your time. So yeah, like people that invest money doesn't mean like they're not investing their time. The ruin packs are okay, but it really helps early game players catch up to late game players, so that's cool. And the memorial packs, you could buy it like 1 or 2 times, but like if you are 5 enough, eventually get to a point where you don't need to get it anymore. So I think they're all pretty fine. I mean, I like the re-apps only because it's kind of fun, I'm like, yeah, a gambling addict.
How many runes do you make with a session of 50 in a month? On average.
Like I'll be happy if I get like 2.
2 as in like a triple speed kind of like quality?
I don't even go for that. Like if I get like even like 40 HP or like 50-50 of the stats, I don't know.
40
like,
HP?
whatever good stats, I don't always like just chase speed. How about you, Fwa and Faint? How do you guys feel about it?
I don't have much opinions on this. I'm just like catching up. I mean, like the whole new player catching up thing. I feel like a lot of issues is the Devilmon. The runes and all that is a huge part of it, but the bigger part is the Devilmon issues.
I totally agree. And the HOH.
Yep.
Like if I start right now, I'm like, like fucking, I'm like 30 Rakasaka ahead of a person just starting, because like back then you could do the HOH all you want.
Okay. So one more thing I want to talk about here onto that as well, since we're talking about player progression, is that glory towers. Do you think glory towers should be, in essence, a little bit easier for people to farm up? Because we did the calculations and the math on it to max your glory towers. And obviously that's a really big part of the game, PvE and especially PvP. And it takes approximately 8 months. So giving flexibility of, you're not like the craziest like arena person all day, every day, right?
Really?
It's about a year.
I heard Chris did his glory towers in 1 day. All of them.
Wait, what's that?
Yeah, if you end game and if you could clear everything like 2 seconds, but
well, free to play, right? Are they assuming that you're doing refreshes for wings?
Well, like after SLG 2017, right? Chris was autoing arena for a whole day, I think 18 hours or something, and finished his glory towers. So I don't think it's that big of an issue. I mean, like anything that there's like an end to it, like people eventually get. because this game's a grind. It's not like.
So you think it's fairly reasonable for it to be as long as it is? But I mean, as
Mine
much
is still
resources.
not.
What he's saying is that it'll be unfair if they nerf it because he spends 16 hours every day before SWC. I get it. I feel you, boy.
Like, from my point of view, I mean, I see from the perspective of somebody that worked real hard for it, that done it and all the time, but for like a new player's perspective, dude, it is a pain. It is a lot of work, and especially if like you don't have like the super cleave team yet too built that can just sweep a team in like less than 10 seconds.
Well, all you really need is one Lucian or something, right? Because like you just stay
Yeah,
in
of course.
like conquer one and farm point. You don't actually push up.
Yeah, but you're getting less points from that too.
Well, not if you're conquer one. That's the max.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
you,
but like,
you think it's fine then? It's in a good place. About a year to max your towers. From starting the game as a new player to the end, approximately a year is reasonable.
Yeah, like I mean,
Okay.
if you're gonna play this game, you're not gonna play it for a year.
Mm-hmm.
Most of us stop for
like for me, what I would want probably is probably like for the amount of cost to upgrade the glory buildings to be reduced by, like, I'll say 25%. Like that, like, I don't know, that's just me. What do you say?
Didn't they just reduce the cost for like the
Energy
mushroom
Sanctum or something, right?
Yeah, I think they
Yeah.
just nerfed it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they did that, and I think that was kind of nice. I mean, everybody else is like, "What the hell, man? I could have used those glory points, right?" But it helps out a lot of early game players be able to get the energy and get energy back a little bit quicker, which is kind of nice.
I don't think it's that bad, only because like it's like the first 5 levels kind of easy. It gets only real hard if you're trying to push out a few percent at the end, like 5% or like 6%. It gets really difficult, right? So at least like the first like 6 levels, you could just level 6 everything. It's not that bad. It's not that much of a grind. But if you want that little extra, like you have to work really hard, and that's kind of cool, I guess. You know.
Well, something people are saying is instead of just giving mana for the achievement, that new achievement system they made, maybe they should give out a little bit of glory points from those as well to players to obtain, and then
that's a
players
great
can benefit
That
from
would
it.
be,
That's pretty
dude,
good.
that would be great.
Or
think
if you
they
could
should give
fuse,
out.
if you could fuse that idea with Fua's idea, then they'll be giving out Devilmons for achievements. Yay!
I don't think they'll be given Devilmons. I've always asked them and suggested them, like more Devilmon opportunities and stuff like that, and they really haven't. So I guess we're
No.
segueing from one topic to another, but this is another topic here. What do you think about 4-star Devilmons? It's something I've been consistently suggesting to them, and it would help out a lot of players in the game. It doesn't really impact the late game players, but it would really be beneficial for the early game players. Yeah, 4-star Devilmon, where it does the same thing as a Devilmon, but it only affects 4-star and lower.
Yeah. I mean, why not?
We all have max level 4.
Yeah. All my 4
No
stars are
opinion.
max, but
We're asking the
whatever,
wrong
man.
people about this opinion.
Okay, Brian, it's like me. It's like me going, hey, let's make 3-star Devilmon. You'll be like, what the hell are you talking about, Thompson?
I guess that's true, but I guess it's something that I've been trying to push for a while because a lot of players, are making the decision to Devilmon their Galleons and their Lucian, and I hate to see that. It's like it's smart because they don't spend, right? So it's smart in terms of progression, getting that Galleon up for more chance to land defense break and the turn cooldown, but you just hate to see it.
You know what?
I still get shitted on by Patty Cakes for Devilmoning my Valeria. He would just like go on my streamer and just go, "You're a noob for Devilmoning a 4-star," just like that.
Whatever. That guy, Pat freaking Devilmon the light pally before the buff. That guy has no
well,
say.
I only did it because I felt like bringing her out to the SWC. Like it's like, oh, no one has it, Pogger, That's why Devilmon did. But yeah. I think a 4-star Devilmon's pretty cool, actually. I also feel like maybe they could give like 4-star Devilmon pieces if you pull like a dupe Nat 4, or like if you pull a dupe Nat 5, they give you Devilmon pieces. I don't know, like that would be pretty cool.
I mean, instead of Devilmon, what I would like is for the 4-star fusions, maybe every month they change it. The mats are the same, but they change the unit.
Oh my god, I need about like 20 water samurais. That's a great idea. That's a great idea, man.
That's a really
That's a good one.
that's a really good idea.
Yes, please. Dude, I'm like so rare on Kaz. His name is Kaz. I know his name. Oh my god.
All right. Interesting. That was a good that was an interesting topic there, and that we discussed. We're gonna move on to the next question here. This was actually one of the biggest questions I had. What do you think about ComToUs with their recent announcement about Summoners War BR, Summoners War Battle Royale, which is getting released in June of no, I'm just kidding. I'm just trolling you guys. Yeah, just wanted to mind fuck you guys just one time here on stream. All right. This is the real question here. What Summoners War IRL events have you attended, and what are your general thoughts on them? What was amazing? What wasn't amazing? And suggestions, because I know we've all been to Summoners War events, so let people know where you've gone, what you've done, and how you enjoyed it, and what
I
could
think
have been
I've
improved.
brought this up like almost 100 times now. For NA, give the contestants a fucking chair so they can sit while they play.
No, but esports is they typically stand when they in
Look at all
esports.
the
No.
other. Look at Asia. Look at EU. Look at.
Oh
Korea.
yeah, they all sit.
Yeah,
All right.
we're like the only people that stand.
Faint. I had to stand there all day. You just had to stand there for like 30 minutes.
Well, like there was nowhere to sit outside of outside the ring too. Right?
Well, tell people which events you've attended and which events you've taken part in as well, Faint. Everybody
Faint,
should
do
do
we
the
have the
same.
same chair? No, we don't.
Looks similar.
No.
Well, I've been to like most of the events, and they're all pretty well done. Like it's like just extras that ComToUs didn't have to do, and they did. So yeah, I'm always down to like hang out with people that have the same hobby as I do. So yeah, they're cool. They're awesome.
Archer.
Actually had a meetup, and that's where I met Thompsin. And
Hey.
when he came in, I was like, yo, this gangster Yakuza guy might kill us or rob us, because we're a bunch of nerds playing Summer's War. And this guy comes in a T. We can see his whole body, and we're like, oh my god, what's gonna happen here?
See my whole body? What are you talking about, man?
Dude, we saw everything, dude. Oh my! I can't say it on the stream because it's inappropriate. But
When was this meetup?
this meetup was
A while ago.
after Summer's World Champion 2017.
Oh, so you're telling me that you got to see the preview of Lightning Emperors with the release of Thompsin at that
Stupid.
event.
Dude, it's like summer. We live in California, all right? It's like 110 degrees here.
I was wearing a
I
sweat.
might be just wearing a tank.
I'm wearing a jacket right now, so I don't know.
Archer exaggerates everything. Archer's so melodramatic.
What about you, Flo? I mean,
The
obviously
last-
you're wearing the shirt there for the very first Summoners War event. Is that
This
the Mobile
is
Masters
really
one?
comfy.
Yeah, that's the
Zero
Mobile
cost.
Masters one, right?
Yeah. See, the last one that I went to was really well done. The LA, the guild battles, and then the one with the last one. Wait, was it in LA or was it in San Francisco?
Where was it, guys? Actually, we were all there. Actually, Faint wasn't there, though, right? Yeah, Faint wasn't there. Everybody else was there.
And the one where Dr. Joseph
Yeah.
and Tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Dreams.
That was LA?
Yeah.
No, that was LA, or that was
That was LA, San Jose or something.
Yeah, that was LA.
LA
Yeah,
San
that was-
Jose? No, it was San something.
Long
LA
Beach.
waterfront, San Pedro. There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah, where had all these stuff that's going on outside. It had the I don't know, people jumping through obstacles and all that stuff. And
Yeah, why do you did a video portion of that, and it wasn't him. He gave his GoPro to somebody else. But anyways, so I ask about this because a lot of people are saying, hey, is Summoners War trying to be in esports? Is Summoners War going to be in esports? And I think, in my opinion, looking at the events that they tried to do lately and how they've been doing it, they're more doing it like a festival. You know what I mean? Like an event
Yep.
that you can attend, not an esport. yeah, I don't know if they're still actively trying to be an esport or if they were ever trying to be an esport, but I think Summoners War is in a good spot where it can be a very competitive game and can have a lot of events to, you know, get people hyped up about the game. What are you guys' opinions on that? Do they need to be esports, or how are they doing it? And just your general thoughts on that entire topic.
I think it's really good for business because it's kind of self-advertisement too in a way, like all these events and competitions and all this. Even though it's not really esporty, because I mean, depends on what your definition of esport is, like, but it's a, I don't know, it's a gaming event, but yeah.
I think
I feel
esports
like-
is like
I
it has
feel
to
like
have
if
teams,
they-
is what esports is. You know what I mean?
I feel
Start
like
getting
if they want to
teams.
make it more like a festival and event, they should try to do a tournament that incorporate more plebs. Did I use the Twitch lingo right? Yeah, like into the whole festival. Yeah, not just like high players. Yeah, and also just to back Faintmemory up, I think next festival less cosplay, more chairs. I agree with him.
Dude, keep the
Yeah,
cost.
more chairs.
Then
Keep
what could they
cost-
take out for more chairs? What could they trade? Did you know? You don't know this, Hua. You don't know this, but did you know we had to share tents with the cosplay players? Like they took 90% of our tent. Like we can't even sit. Like that's what like we have no place to sit. It's like they're like, there's a cosplayer, she's changing or he's changing, and they're like, can you move? I'm like, and I moved over. And then
You
they're
moved
like,
more?
could you move over more? I'm like, there's nowhere else to go. You know, this is like, I can move here or here. There's no room for me to go. Like, you know, it's pretty bad. Yeah. So, like more chairs.
They're,
That's what I'm trying
they're
to say.
changing it in front of you, Thompson. Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying, there's no room to do anything. It felt really, yeah. There's really no room, no chairs. Yeah.
I think the
We
LA
didn't
was
even
good
really have a place to
festival.
sit, like what Faintmemory said. We didn't really have a place to sit, right?
Yeah. Because apart from the cosplayers, there's also like the Korea, like Come to Us Korea was sitting in tent. Like I think we like out of like all the players and like all our plus ones, we have maybe like table for us to share. It was like 6 chairs.
Okay, interesting. So I guess the gist of what I'm hearing is that you guys' opinions is they should invest a little bit more into these events and stuff that they want that they do. I guess the nice thing about their events is that, you know,
Yeah.
unlike
I
other
was
conventions, it's
wrong.
free,
Hua was,
right?
I was wrong. Hua was right.
What's that?
Bottom line is more cosplayers and more chairs. There you go.
Oh, there you go. More is better then, basically. Okay. Yeah, because
Yeah, but like I said, like they're just doing. They don't have to do it, but they do it. So I appreciate everything they do. You know, that's cool.
yeah, pretty crazy. It's like the events and the food and like I think some of the drink all free, right? For people that attended the events, they didn't pay anything. Nobody paid
Super
nothing.
cool.
Yeah.
I agree.
So really appreciative for them doing that event, and I actually liked that late one. It actually felt very festive. You know what I mean? I felt like I was going to like a carnival or a fair-ish kind of thing, but Summoners were themed. Yeah. How did you feel about that, Archr? Considering that you were you went with like your family, right? You went as kind of like a participant at that festival. How did it feel? Because I didn't get to go around to experience all of it.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think it can truly be an esport because of what Fall says, like your definition, right? There's RNG and then there's pay to win. So I think it would behoove them to make it more of a festival for, you know, families to come out and have fun, to support your favorite players, you know, instead of making it like super competitive, make it more for everyone. Like you said, they've been doing a good job, right? Free food, cosplayers, events, bringing out all the personalities like you and all the other streamers. Yeah. I don't know.
So maybe more like I don't know if you guys have ever experienced the Mobile Masters, which is the first event they ever did, where they teamed up with Amazon. That was the one that Fua won. He won that event, but it was more of a festive event. So a combination of that LA waterfront festive event with that Mobile Masters kind of feel. Yeah, maybe content creators, or maybe in the words of Thompsin, plebs that can partake or participate. Maybe there's a way they can win to be one of those participants to take part in that. Would be something that would be kind of interesting to see.
Yeah, win or lose, man. Just have all the people that participate, you know.
But we can't
be part
deny
of it,
we
have
like the
fun.
competitive one too. Like last year, right? Competitive, seeing Beat D win, the EU finals, watching like DGP win and stuff like that. That's definitely entertaining, or no? Yeah, it's still competitive, right? It's not an esport, but is it entertaining or no?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I'm new at this Twitch lingo, but like yeah, like it was entertaining because they also had like other activities for people to win prizes and stuff. So yeah, all the events were pretty awesome. But if they could also incorporate like have like people be able to fight people or whatever and make a format like that, that'd be pretty cool, you know?
Like go on stage kind of thing and get kind of like those
Yeah,
nerves
that'd be
kind of
pretty cool.
feel. Because I know being up
Or
there
like
is
a big room to play. Yeah, I know they do that for like Magic the Gathering, where like people could like bring their own decks and play other people. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
There's also like a lot of not that like competitive esport or not. A lot of people like the Street Fighter has Capcom Cup, and then like you fight in each city to gain points and enter the Capcom Cup. There's also like Magic the Gathering where you you earn points and you battle and then earn your way up. So there's different ways, and Summoner's War could take from all of that as
Summoners
well.
War land, someone said in chat. Okay. Yeah, that would be something interesting. Alright, let's see here.
I think that
Last-
the
Oh, go ahead. Last
I
thought.
think
Sorry about that.
I think that the the guild battles were really awesome too. Like if there's more events that was kind of like that, but yeah, just like that, but like really fun, like fun matches to kind of watch where it's not so competitive. Because yeah, I actually preferred some of that stuff too. And yeah, just the teamwork and the strategies and all that. But like one thing that really needs to happen, I feel like if they wanna really make this successful, that the whole esport thing, it's to really focus on the stories of like some of the players. Like they need to go deeper. Like I don't know if you guys remember Variants. I don't know if it was like last year or whatever, but they actually took videos of Baron where Baron's back home and his neighborhood, his neighborhood and all that. I don't know if you guys remember this, but like they actually need to do like a longer profile storyline and all that stuff to kind of connect the viewers and the player like to certain players and all that. That's I don't know. That's how I feel.
Okay. Interesting stare.
I agree with everything you say, man. Completely.
Any last thoughts as well, Faint? On just the events in general, or what you want to see besides chairs in future events? I mean, assuming you place high enough to be at the next event, chairs for Faintmemory. Okay, all right.
I mean, maybe somewhere where like the players get to meet the.
Players gets to meet the fans. Okay.
We didn't really. They kind of like huddled us in the back, and then we didn't get them out, or they didn't want us. We had to meet.
Oh yeah, they kind of kept you guys in certain areas because they wanted you guys ready to be on stage and stuff, but like more time to actually experience the event, right? Okay. Definitely things to take down that are interesting. All right, so that's pretty much the main.
Sorry. Can I say something?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I just remember. I wish it was more family friendly. I know I'm biased since I'm a new dad and everything, but dude, Anna and I had to change the baby out in the wide open sun because there was no like baby changing areas, and we were like stressing out. The baby was crying. It was hot. There was only porta potties. There was no like anything, and I had to walk like a mile to throw away the diaper. So that's my thought.
That's actually something really good because I did hear a lot of things from CompTIA saying that they wanted the event to be like really family friendly. So that should be something that they look into providing. You know what I mean, and doing more of. Okay, that's actually a really good one. Yeah, that's actually a really good one. Okay,
Yeah.
So that was most of the main topics that I had here today. I guess the last thing that I let you guys know was, did you guys bring any question or anything that you wanted to throw onto the table here of interest? Was there anything that was like a really big topic that you've always wanted to discuss about and bring onto the table here? If not, I have a side question that we can go over as our last question.
Okay, so for me, there was a unit that we kind of left out a little bit earlier.
Okay.
And his name is Archr, the Water Barbarian King.
We did brush up a little bit on it, and you can see by Faintmemory's smile. Okay, let's hear it.
Because a lot of players do not want him to be nerfed because he's a little bit too fun right now. But he is pretty broken, and everybody knows it. The top players knows it. Yeah, they don't want it to be touched. But he does need to kind of get balance. Like, I mean, first thing that they need to do is make the third skill, because it attacks buff strips and then it steals attack bar, right? So even if the enemy target doesn't have any attack bar, it's still gonna steal attack bar, 50% and then 50%. So it's still gonna gain 100% attack bar. I mean, and it's a 100% activation rate. That's a little bit ridiculous, especially for a 3-turn skill. It's pretty much like a nat 5 skill. It's a really crazy skill that needs to be like 4-turn cooldown, or what it needs is it needs the to keep the 100% buff strip, but but make it steal attack bar that actually exists instead of stealing attack bar that doesn't exist.
The attack bar reduction is only 75%.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not 100. I think the
Okay.
buff strip's not even 100. I think everything on skill 3 is only 75.
I think
Really?
it's,
don't
it's, a,
forget,
it's a
like,
strong
if you're
unit.
the
But what is
first,
activation rate again? It is 75. I haven't looked at it.
Oh, yeah, you get look
I
at
think
the
I think he's
skills.
looking at it right now.
See if
It's
it changes.
75 to strip too.
With skill up, 75 to strip, 75 to reduce.
Yeah. Or,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Never
The
mind.
strip is 75. I think the
I didn't know
reduction
that
is-
either though.
I'm
So
not too sure.
That's crazy. It
No,
seems
no,
like
it's 75. It's 75 for everything.
wow.
that's
Seems
why-
like it's 100%.
And you have to remember, like, that
Okay,
so
never mind.
stop talking about it. Nobody wants it nerfed.
nerfed.
Everybody's like,
Dude.
oh, I got an awesome PvP unit
It's-
for
It's
RTA.
never missed.
Yeah,
Dude.
another thing is it does have elemental
what-
disadvantage, right? Does that play a role or not?
The disadvantage only plays a role in stripping. It doesn't play a role.
That is crazy. There's no way it's 75%. It never misses. That's
Yeah, well, there's two
crazy.
things.
Have
Like,
you seen mine? Mine
no,
misses a
no,
lot.
but it always does it. Like
Yes.
everybody else. What the heck?
Fate always trashes on mine.
It misses just as much as Jana strip.
No. Okay, we're not gonna revitalize that. It does not miss that much.
But like, you have to remember, like, most people can't ruin it to be like,
I am mind blown, guys.
right? It requires something insane.
So now when you do RTA for and it happens, you're just gonna tell yourself that you're just actually literally getting like screwed over, like heavily, constantly, because it's a 75% activation rate. You're just getting
I
screwed
think-
over and over.
I think everybody knows I have an Ager built, but it's not skilled up, so I never use it. I'm missing one skill. The most crucial one.
You can just Devilmon it like I did.
You
thank
Devilmon yours?
Yeah.
Idiot. Okay, anyways, any other topics that we want to throw it onto the table? It doesn't have to be buffs, nerfs. Any other topics that you guys want to discuss? Or
You know, you
on
should
the
feel
table?
really bad because ever since IslandGrown talked about the Nat4 Devilmons, Compto is going to do it. It's IslandGrown, man. IslandGrown. Whatever IslandGrown says goes, man.
No, dude, actually, that's, because I have some meetings with the US office, like, weekly or once in a while to give them suggestions from the community.
Yeah.
I've been actually giving that same suggestion to them constantly to push to Korea for almost a year now. So it's like I give them ideas and I think they relay everything that I say over to like the Korea, and then if the Korea people like it, then they take it into account.
Last time.
No,
So it's like
they're
all these are good because we
super-
give them the ideas. I don't think they're gonna take them all, but at least we
They're
say
super
it. they can hear
weird
it.
about Devilmons. They really like
IslandGrown
Devilmon.
asked them to shadow
asked them?
buff Julian, and now Julian got buffed.
What?
Julian's so
What?
good.
I have never said that.
Damn, and you're dead.
I've never said that. I mean, the
Okay.
damage is split in two now, right?
So good.
And they have a higher chance of stunning because there's 2 chances to stun now. But that's pretty much about it. The damage is pretty much the same. It's already
Oh,
a
okay.
crazy skill too.
He's good. Julian's like the real deal. He's good.
Yeah. Oh, so let's talk about Verd then. This will be our last big topic we talk about Verd. I mean, I don't know if it's actually a big enough topic. Is this something that we're going to see next season because of double hit? I've been seeing a lot more people pulling out Verd, or is it just because it's Special League that people are pulling out Verd? Is this a really viable unit? High level RTA? Or even RTA in general?
Now, because
I-
Mulong got nerfed.
Say again?
The no threat to like an instant nuke anymore. So like the more turns you can cycle, like whether it's cycling your own turns or denying enemy turns, these types of units will become a lot.
I'm about to build 3 birds: a swift revenge one, a full revenge one, and a violent revenge one.
All for RTA to pick different situations.
Yeah, just because I can. I'm just gonna do it.
I mean, yeah, I guess you can because you have all the vampires, right?
Well, just
I
beat.
have a bird built too now. Like you'll see it.
Well, just beat me with a Verd and a Sonnet the other day, so that feels good.
So we will be seeing Verd this coming RTA season unique, not just special league. It's gonna be.
listen.
Oh yeah.
Don't listen to Archr up there. He's saying, "Oh, everyone beats me," blah blah blah. He's like top 10 in arena like all season long. Just don't listen to this guy.
Yeah, because
This guy cleaves people for the fun, for the thrill.
I do. But it's true. I did listen
You
to
hear
Fall just
You hear
recently.
this scumbag? He's like, he's like, "Oh, I know people that have like 300 speed ruins and blah blah blah." I would say Archr probably has the fastest rune in our guild. Yeah.
What is that rune? You have a 35? Slot 6 or 4 or something?
All
Or
his
just
runes
runes.
are like very fast. He's just like known for his speed. That's what Archer's known for. Come on now.
He's also known for
this guy.
having speed. So if you can tank that turn 1, he's done.
Yeah,
so.
that's Archr. He's all good. That's... No sympathy for you, Archr. We're on to you, man.
So they talk about his reapps. Yeah, instead of his one taps, they talk about his reapps. That's his slogan then.
Oh, a question for maybe you guys don't want to say it. You guys could. What's everybody's fastest rune?
29
29.
Not even a
Whoa! Wait, after grind or before grind?
after grind.
Oh yeah, mine's is like 31. How about you?
29.
Shut the. Okay.
Yeah,
alright,
so yeah, exactly.
I'm looking right now. I don't even know, dude. I think I have very, very slow. 27, 27, 27, 27, dude.
Dude, nice.
Yeah, no. The thing is, I don't have like really like fast ones, like 28 or like 30 plus. But I just keep getting like those 25s, 24s, 23s, like infinite, dude. Like infinite.
Wait,
of
like
those.
are the 27 speed? Is it before grind or
Yeah,
after
that's
grind?
after grind, dude. It's like
Oh,
infinite of those.
okay.
I can't hit
See-
quad.
Just to back you up on the 27, it should take 27 hits to kill Leica.
That is definitely not going to be a change. I can tell you that right now.
Well, you could Tesla still counters Leica if you do that.
Yeah, that's true. Oblivion, right? All right. Any other last minute topics or last words or whatever you want to say before we end out the podcast here for the day? Or you don't need to say anything. I'm just giving you guys a moment.
I have one more thing. I feel like me and Foie feels like there are some monsters that just has like innate resistance.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Or there's some monsters
true.
that just have like innate violent procs.
Okay. Go
Even
ahead.
like monsters
Yeah.
that doesn't like self-attack bar buff.
So what has innate resistance and what has innate violent procs? Give me an example of both.
Rakuni.
Okay. And how about violent procs?
But Rukuni doesn't really count because he can self buff, attack bar buff. So
Yeah.
it just seems, same with Ager and
Kind of
So-
like just Siren also.
I think to help you guys cope with that and view that is, everything in the game is working as intended. The only reason why you will feel units are higher resistance or violent procs more is because those units are highly used. Some of the top units that are used, so you will see them more often, giving you more gameplay against them, as well as units that you feel have more resistance. You will not only see them a lot, but they'll also always tend to be ruined on higher resistance. It's a unit that prioritizes a little bit higher on the resistance than other units. True or false? Right?
feel
You
like-
both know it's true. You just don't want to believe it. You just want to believe units violent proc more.
Do you guys feel like Pernas and Theomars proc a lot in Guild War?
Because you see them on every defense. And they're all ruined on violent. True or false?
Pally's violent the most.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, oh, so annoying. But Pally cycles their violent procs too.
Okay, there is one thing, kind of a bro science thing that I believe in.
Yeah.
Units on defense have some kind of increased rate, man. Okay? I mean, inevitably. Don't matter the type of unit or what kind of unit, they just have some kind of increased rate that the Comtuos puts there to make Guild Wars defenses more variation, or else they would be too boring and too easy. I feel. I don't know. I feel they do it as just to purposely cuck you, and you have to make safer teams. I don't know.
I think that if they did do that, I think that's something that they should be doing. I don't know.
They should tell us though. I mean, I don't think it's the biggest thing, but they should tell us, right?
Yeah, defense
I
definitely is
think
one
it's
of
just
them.
you remember the times you get cut. Right?
All right, here we go. You're turning that shit that I just said right back on me. Yeah, okay, I understand. I understand exactly what you're saying. I understand. All right, any last words on what you thought about the podcast? And
Don't you feel like in RTA, like when you queue, some people get first pick a lot more than people?
Yep. I feel like
I get first pick about almost 80% of the time.
I feel like there should be like a system that's built in there that almost keeps track of like who you play or who you get matched up with, and then like if you get matched up with the same person again, it might have like a higher chance of changing up the first pick, like a 75% chance that the first pick will be switched to the other person. Yeah, that's how I feel. Because there's some players where I would get first pick like 5, 6, 7 times in a row, and it just kind of weird. Yep.
Do you guys still feel like first pick is advantage?
that's a
No.
good question.
No.
It's not.
Yeah, it's
I feel like there should be a
Sometimes it
dice
is.
that rolls beginning of the game, and then never mind. Take it back. Never mind.
I think
Doo-doo idea.
depending on who I'm up against or the kind of comps that my opponent is gonna run, I kind of like having the last pick, the pick that I can hide. Like I can let him like bait out all his CC, and then I can definitely pick last pick double immunity, right? Or now since I have
Absolutely.
last pick and I have 1 immunity like Wusa already, he's not gonna go any more CC because he knows I can't. I will have immunity no matter what, right? If they pick it, and there's like pros and cons to it. I don't know.
I feel
Depends on the
like
situation.
in a meta where there's no clear alpha, like back then people are like fighting for Gannies and Molong, but Ganni got nerfed a little bit and Molong is like nerfed. So like I feel like having second pick is like pretty cool too, you know? Like if they pick like Ganni, you could pick like Vanessa, Hathor or something, you know? And if they pick like Vanessa, you could pick like Ganni Hathor or something, you know? But like it's not that bad having like second pick either.
Yeah, it's not bad.
But it does get pretty annoying when you're playing the same guy over and over again and you're scrimming or like you're queuing in RTA and then they keep getting first pick and like you need to take that monster but they're taking it first. You know? I could see that frustration.
Okay. All right. Thank you guys for joining me on the podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed your time on this podcast. And is there any last words you want to say before we totally finish it off? Because we're going to upload this entirely to YouTube as well. So.
No.
No.
Keep up the good work. Z, good job, man.
Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this podcast. We definitely will be doing more of these podcasts more in the future. Try to get, of course, like I said before, it depends on people's availability, right? Because not everybody is always available on Thursday at 2 p.m. But we'll try to mix and match different people in. I have like people suggesting me this entire list, dude. I have a list of like 60 plus names, man, to go through and try to contact to bring onto these podcasts. But we'll be going over more topics, maybe some similar topics. And so make sure if you guys are on YouTube, definitely leave a comment below on what you guys think about the podcast. Maybe some of the suggestions and topics you'd like us to cover in the future as well. One thing that people suggested that I forgot this time, but we're going to try to do it next time around, is we're going to actually open it up to people that join us live on stream to, various questions that they ask. And we can actually throw those questions from the chat right into the stream and have some of them answered live. So, but other than that, that's going to be it for this video and this podcast. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Yeah, I appreciate you guys making some time to join and give us some insight. And
Dude,
we'll see you
thanks
guys
for
on the next
having
one.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having
See you
us,
guys. Bye, Flop. Bye, Faint.
All right,
Okay, more chairs for Faint, more cosplayers for Foi, buff for Gianna for Archr, nerf Ager for Foi. That's it, man. Good stream. Let's go.
27 hit Leica for you. Correct. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
more in RTA next season, Archr.
All right, guys. Talk to you guys later. Peace.
Peace out.